Alright, hello and what is up everybody? This is going to be a quick replay breakdown of a huge play that EternalEnvy made in this game. It is NP versus SG. This is the DAC 2017 NA qualifiers. We fucked up. Anyway, this is Envy's big play here. He's feeding. I'm just kidding. Go back in time a little bit here. Also go to full both team player perspective. So we're gonna start things from SG's side right now. This is gonna be around 10-minute video. Should be. Might be a little bit longer than that. But anyway, SG, they're smoked as 3 and they're showing 2 mid here. And the big thing behind this is that Envy think that they're probably behind here somewhere, the rest of the 3 heroes, because they see that the Luna and the Undying are playing pretty aggressively. The key to showing the Undying, they think that they're going for a standard push, but instead SG are actually going for a gank instead, so they get the lift onto Envy and the lasso, not allowing him to get his song off. NP do get the counter initiation and finger the Rubik there, and a clip's gonna come out from the Luna. However, nice play there from 1437, getting the drums off will lead his team to safety. And hold on, we're gonna pause here, right? So who is the winner of that engagement? It definitely looked like SG, right? They did waste their clips there, but not a big deal. They didn't lose anyone other than the Rubik, and NP used a relatively long cooldown to get that. They had to use the finger, but EternalEnvy is responding in 30 seconds. He has his radiance up. They used the lasso for that. By the time he spawned, there's going to be no lasso for sure. There's going to be no eclipse as well as no tombstone. So what is Envy going to do when he respawns? We'll see. Alright. Spoiler alert, he makes a big play, but we're going to break it down, and this is going to be the big play breakdown. I guess, is that what I'm going to call it? It's going to be like that Weatherman Purse segment that a lot of people enjoyed, but it's not gonna be. It's gonna be me instead. No Purge here until Purge copies me and starts doing Weatherman Purge on his channel. But it's gonna be live, it's gonna be uncut. I'm not very good at it yet. I'm decent, so don't knock me out. But hold on, no. Okay, so Envy will spawn here. This team is pushing mid. We're not gonna bother about that too much. And he'll send his Lucian's bot. The reason he does this is because his bot lane is pushing in. It also provides his team vision. If any heroes are in this area, as well as when he pushes the lanes in, that will give them vision by default because of the creeps when his illusions do expire. His creeps do give vision. But second big play here, should go to like half speed or some shit, and I will go to half speed here. Alright, so he sends his illusions bots, which will give him vision if any heroes are down there, because at this point, keep in mind, I'm gonna actually pause, keep in mind, SG are not wanting to fight. All their cooldowns are down, right? Like, they're definitely not gonna fight. They'll do their best to try to stall this push, but they're not gonna commit to a fight, because they don't have their cooldowns. So it's pretty likely that there might be some hero down here. And there is. Both the Undying and the Batrider. I don't know exactly why they're here. Lasso is off in cooldown. Lasso is off cooldown again, so they might be looking for Envy, potentially sending his real hero down here to split push, but he's already with his team, and it's only going to be illusions that they run into. And we're going to start it right now. So, this illusion will run in and spot both these heroes, and this is the power of illusion hero. You'll use your illusions to get vision, and notice Envy's play here. Alright. Yeah, I'm getting the hang of this. So, he walks up here. His idea here is to just cut the top creep wave with his hero, but instead he runs into Luna. Luna gets a bit afraid because she thinks she's not so sure if it's real Luna or fake, but since Envy runs straight to the creep wave, she just assumes that it's probably illusion. And Envy is able to do this because he knows that Eclipse is not up, so running up to a Luna solo like this might look a little scary for some of you, but because he has the knowledge that there's no Eclipse, he's able to lock her down with the net, allowing his team to follow up with the Pit of Malice as well as the call down. They find a quick kill into Luna. Keep in mind, he knew that Bat and the Undying were in another lane, so there was no one in there to save her. And once again, the rest of SG come in and try to fight even with their Luna's dead. This is a bit of a mistake there. That should have definitely only been Luna dead, but Razor coming up there thinking that he could just probably get away potentially. I don't know exactly his thought process there, but I would definitely call that a misplay. But because of that big, I mean, it started with that big play from Envy, so it was not all SG playing poorly. It was this play from Envy, cutting the creep wave, pretending to be an illusion, and catching Luna. And why am I focusing on that? So what, right? Big deal. They got 3 kills, and that's it, right? They used their song. Actually didn't hit anything. What was the big idea behind this? What was the point of this video? Anyway, I'd like to say, alright, it's the 20-minute mark right now, and we're gonna go back to regular speed. And
Dyer's mid tower could use a little help.
Directed camera even. Fuck it. Please, fuck my life. Alright, anyway, I'll always move the camera. Big thing about that is,
Dyer's top tower.
one thing I want to talk about is an illusion hero and what they get off of one team fight such as that. Right, you think, alright, they got whatever gold advantage they gain, 2,000, just because of the gold swing, right? But no, they're gonna get towers off of it, and the big thing behind that is what happened during that time. The bot lane, Undying was just sitting here the entire time, because it was pushed in initially by Naga's illusions, and that's how he spotted out Undying and the Batrider, which allowed him to go for that play. If Batrider was missing, for example, he might have not played so aggressively, as he could have just got himself lassoed again and killed somehow. But because he knew that there was heroes mid with vision on the mid tower and then heroes bot, he played aggressively, killed the Luna, forced SG into that bad engagement, and got his team 2 towers off of it, right? And we're gonna pause here, right? First thing, SG died there, so they had to respawn. That's like 30 seconds. That's common sense, right? You die and you have to respawn. So that gives NP, I would say, around 30 seconds to just do whatever they wanted. And in that duration, they got mid tower and they got top tower. So that's 2,000 gold going their way. And the big thing I want to focus on is how much NP got just from winning that fight. And it's not just the initial gold advantage from the kills and the time that the enemy is dead. It goes beyond that, because most people would say, alright, SG died there, so they lost some gold from dying. NP gained some gold from killing them. They're dead for a while, so you get some time to farm while they're dead, right? And you get objectives as well while they're dead. And that makes sense. So NP got 2 towers. It's 2,000 gold for them. They got some farm time as well as the gold from killing. But the other thing that not a lot of people think about is what else they got off of that. They didn't really show it here because they didn't really have time, right? Or did they? Did this rubric actually deward? Oh no. Alright, so they didn't place wards, but for example, let's say in this time the supports put wards down, then you have aggressive wards as well, and you have complete vision over SG's jungle. So an obligation for SG's supports would be to try to deward, and Rubik realizes this, and what does he do as soon as he respawns? He knows that his towers are lost. He's gonna wait for NP to leave, and he's gonna walk into the jungle and deward. So that's what he's gonna be doing for the next minute or so. So you spent about 30 seconds dead, about 30 seconds to just walk to the map again, just walk to your jungle, walk to the lanes, whatever, and then more time with your supports trying to deward. And in all this time, that means that you're not ganking, you're not doing anything aggressive, you're not putting pressure on the map, you're just trying to relieve yourself of the pressure that has been placed onto you by your opponents because of your time spent dead, right? And during that time dead, all your lanes were most likely pushed in by the Naga, at least most of them. So if you look at what Luna's doing now, she's pushing out the mid lane, because mid lane was pushed in after the tower was taken. And in all this time, NP have the freedom to do anything they want, right? Probably not take Rosh, because that takes too long, but anything else, they can farm the map, move wherever they would like, and do whatever they want. Well, SG is not going to be able to gank them. for sure they're not going to be able to gank them, because let's say if SG respawned and go for a gank or did anything aggressive right away, it would be very obvious, because what does creep wave equilibrium give you? If all your creep waves are pushed in, not only does it give you vision, if you see the creeps not being farmed, you know that something has to be up, because if the opponent is not farming the creeps, they're clearly either doing something very wrong or they're doing something else, aka ganking. Because what's the biggest reason why you want to push creep waves in? It's, first of all, gives you farm. Second of all, pushes the waves in so that you have more map control for a short period of time. Like, you consider creeps as temporary. What's the best way to put it? The creep wave equilibrium acts as like a temporary ward, I guess you would call it, and they move across the map, giving you vision. And MP get a kill here, but that's not too significant. So if your creep waves are pushed in, hitting the enemy towers, you have vision of that area, as well as when enemy heroes have to go and defend it, that gives you vision of them as well. And because a hero like Naga is able to push in all the creep waves, as well as just scout out with her illusions, it provides her team a lot of vision. And so in that time that as she just took to just fix all the problems that was a result of what happened in this fight in this area, if you look at the net worth now, advantage for NP, it's spiked up to about 7,500, and that was not from anything. It was nothing big, right? They got 3 towers now. They're gonna get shrines. It was literally because SG had to waste so much time just resolving the issues with their lanes, trying to deward, do all these other things, that NP completely took over the map in that time, farmed freely, as well as took objectives as well. And they're working on their first shrine and soon to be their second. As with all this happening, SG are still not prepared to fight because they still need their second set of items. They have their cooldowns now, their lanes are in an okay position, but because of just that huge net worth lead that NP gained, SG are not going to feel confident to fight even because of just the nature of NP's lineup. The fight's going to be very difficult for them if NP's together, and their vision is good, but not good enough to go for a risky play like that, because if they lose another fight, this game's going to get completely out of hand. But if we look now, they're geared up and ready to fight, and it took them around they're going to pick up a gem as well to help maintain their map control. It took them around 4 minutes, and it doesn't seem like that long of a time, since people are like used to playing like I mean, even this game itself lasts a pretty long time, but that was a pretty critical 4 minutes, because if you just look at what happened in that 4 minutes, they lost all their tier 2s, both their shrines, and now Roshan very shortly. And I'm gonna pause it here. Video is gonna end shortly, trust me. Not much more to say, but just breaking down what happened, right? Should I replay it? No, you're just gonna watch NP do Rosh in slow motion while I go over this. Anyway, first thing that happened, Envy died, but SG used a lot of cooldowns to do it. Because they used a lot of cooldowns to do it, Envy was able to respawn, put his illusions bot to give vision of any potential heroes. His illusions catch vision of 2 heroes. He plays aggressively, finds a kill onto the Luna, and with that, 2 other heroes go and try to save her. They're a bit unsure there, and they got caught out and died as well. So just 3 heroes dead for SG. Not too big of a deal, right? They didn't have their ultimates anyway. They probably were geared to lose a fight. However, no, you're playing against Naga with Radiance. She pushed in all your lanes. They took 2 towers as well, because not only do they have a Luna, they have the Lesh as well as the Underlord, heroes that take towers very quickly, especially after one fight. Underlord gets all the extra damage from the attribute aura. So their towers crumbled, as well as all their lanes being pushed in. When they had to respawn, they had to walk back to their lanes. They had to push out their waves again because Naga pushed them all in, and as well as deward their jungle. that gave Naga around 3 minutes of free farm, and you give someone like Envy 3 minutes of free farm, he's gonna get very fat. At the same time, they have supports that can farm. Gyro farms pretty fast as well, and suddenly everyone is super farmed on NP just in that 3 minutes alone because you were dead. The duration you were dead, they put so much pressure on the map, you had to handle their pressure. SG got put in a very bad position, and that's just what happens when you play a draft that is not necessarily geared to fight against Naga, and you're forced to play against her. Any big death, when you lose multiple heroes, will potentially just outright lose you the game if the enemy team will play it correctly, and that's just what I wanted to highlight. And key tip of the day, creep waves are the most important thing in Dota 2. Alright guys? Everything revolves on these creep waves. Where you have vision, right? Where the equilibrium is where your carries are farming. Whether you're farming aggressively or defensively on your side of the map or any of the map, and creep waves matter a lot when you're going to make decisions in the game. If you're pushing a lane, you want to watch, is a creep wave pushing into my own tower? Can the enemy split push? And there's going to be a video on that later down the line on this channel, but that's just tip of the day. Creep waves are important, guys. It's stupid. That sounds like a stupid tip, but trust me, it's very important, and you ask any pro and they'll tell you the same. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. About 16 minutes. I actually made a short video for once. Yeah, that's pretty good. But anyway, this is me signing out. Hachiko Dota. Hope you guys enjoyed. Also leave a like, subscribe, comment as well. Give me any suggestions, and I'll do them. Just starting this YouTube channel. I'm not sure if I'm going to stick around and just be a YouTuber, but it's pretty dope, pretty cool. I wouldn't mind that as well, but ideally I find some work with a team. I be their analyst. I discuss some Dota strategy, best Dota 2 strategists in the world here. We'll see. But creep waves are important. Signing out. Won't keep you guys too long. Subscribe, like, comment.